The Oxford Dictionary at oxforddictionaries.com in 2017 defines a sport as being an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment. Horseback riding is one of the oldest sports and successfully fulfills every definition of a sport. Equestrianism, or the act of horseback riding, complies with almost any other type of sport in regards to the way it is carried out and how physically and mentally exerting it can be. I have been equestrian my entire life and have also competed throughout my life. First, I will show how horseback riding requires many athletic qualities. Then, I will explain how it also involves mental exercise, much like many other popular sports. And finally, I will tell about the rules and regulations that are embodied within equestrianism. When some look at other sports, such as baseball or football, they may realize that most successful competitors have at least one thing in common. Being an agile, spirited athlete can almost guarantee success within any sport, and horseback riding is no exception. Many people will use the argument that equestrians only sit there, and that the horse does the majority of the hard work. But sitting on the horse is only a small part of the complicated ride. As horsechannel.com in 2017 has stated, one of the most challenging tasks an equestrian must complete is successfully maneuvering their horses correctly, depending on the horse they are riding and what their goal is. It is important to remember that equestrians cannot exactly communicate with their fellow teammates. Instead of speaking with these 1,200-pound animals, equestrians use leg, rein, and vocal aids and cues to complete their jobs. All sports require and build fitness. Muscle strength, balance, flexibility, and overall body awareness are important when riding a horse. These factors are essential in order to ensure the safety of the rider and the horse as well. Even after a short ride, non-riders will notice soreness of muscles, since horseback riding exercises a lot of muscles that most do not regularly use. Complete control is needed throughout a ride to influence the horse and the rider as well. While it is not necessary to be a bodybuilder to ride, dealing with an animal many times larger than yourself does require lots of physical presence. Equestrians exercise their physical presence as well as their mental state when competing in riding in general. Skill and strategy are only two of the factors that can contribute to a successful ride in and out of the showroom. Choosing the safest route on a trail map or deciding the most effective way to handle a misbehaving horse are just some situations that most equestrians deal with each ride they take. Knowing what to do in these tough situations is critical for not only the horse, but the rider as well. Reasoning, memory, and confidence also play a significant role within the state of the mind of the rider and how the horse performs. Memorizing a jumping horse or complicated dressage tests and following a trail map proved to be just as demanding as following difficult plays on the football field. As stated best by TheSpruce.com in 2017, football players may spend weeks memorizing a play. Riders also memorize how they will ride a particular course or cue a horse for a specific move, often within minutes of competing. However, they also need to be mentally flexible enough to possibly change the course on the spot if the horse decides to misbehave or spook and somehow change the playing field. These decisions are sometimes split-second and remind the rider how important it is to be fully aware of what the horse could be thinking and how they can handle it correctly. Each sport has a set of rules and regulations that must be followed throughout the competition. As stated on FEI.org in 2017, each discipline within the equine world holds separate, strict rules that must be followed at all times during the competition. Rules are always subject to change depending on the year and the organization that is holding the competition. Equestrian.org in 2017 outlines rules including horse welfare, rider fitness, veterinary treatment, training methods, and equipment allowed. If any rules are violated, just as in any other sport, it may result in elimination from the competition, disqualification, or even fines. To wrap everything up, today I showed how equestrianism requires many athletic qualities. Then I explained how it also involves mental exercise, much like other popular sports. Finally, I told about the rules and regulations that are embodied within equestrianism. Equestrianism complies with almost any other type of sport in regards to the way it is carried out and how physically and mentally exerting it can be. If you are still not fully convinced that horseback riding is a sport, then I can encourage you to take a riding lesson with a skilled trainer or coach. After a short time, you may find yourself agreeing that equestrianism does indeed fulfill every definition of a sport.